Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Today I'm going to talk about the style game. Now, anybody who's familiar with my books, my work, videos, know I always talk about Mr. Goodbar. You know, that's what everybody else know as that alpha male, that top guy, that guy getting all the pussy, getting all the women. You know, the man who should get a kickback from therapists and psychologists because he's keeping them busy. He's helping them make their Mercedes payments. He's got women going crazy over him, right? Now, one of the things, even though in general, I describe Mr. Goodbar as good looking, that's not really the case for most men in that category. And I'm saying most men in that category. I'll say that, you know, when I'm talking in general, I'll say that because of the context of the conversation and it's easier to understand. But the reality is, all men, in fact, the majority of men who would be classified by a woman as Mr. Goodbar, ain't necessarily exceptionally good looking, maybe decent looking at best. Heck, some are even ugly. But they turn the women on. They turn the women on sexually. Now, I did a video on several factors that affects a woman's choice. And, you know, there's several more. See, a man doesn't, though if a man is good looking and muscular, in general, he's going to turn on some women. But he could just as easily not turn on a woman, being that way. See, it's more to it. See, a man to turn on a woman and he's good looking or muscular, he has to be exceptionally good looking. When I say exceptionally good looking, I'm talking like in the Rick Fox, Shamar Moore category, Boris Cujo type of shit. He has to be at that level, and even then, he got to have some game. But I'll get into that in yet another video. Yeah, I know, Alvin, brother Alvin. I know. I'm writing shit down. All right. Anyway, with the Goodbars, you know, some of them going to be that extraordinarily good looking. A few of them. Then other ones might just be not even good looking in the face, but just real muscular. Those like exotic dancer type of guys. Just their body is just outstanding. You know, as one of my proteges once said, he said, outside of college football town, you don't see that many men walking around muscular. So they're going to stand out to a woman. In fact, that's going to turn on women even more than a face of muscular body is going to turn on a woman. And one of the reasons is they don't see it a lot. But saying all that, there's still some men who get plenty of women, who got women strung out on the ding-a-ling. And they're average looking and their bodies are average. In fact, the guys might not even be that tall. And one of the things I'm going to get into in the next few videos is those concepts of how men are getting over without being exceptionally good looking. Because, and one of the reasons I wanted to even get into this, because even in my comments, I still get fellas who come in there and they'll talk about, you know, their height. Or they'll talk about, oh, well, you gotta be good looking, and what about us average looking guys and all of that. And even though I've written this in players' eyes. Oh yeah, women still checking for those good looking guys. But the real game is getting a woman if you're not like exceptionally good looking or muscular or tall. That's the real game. And there's some men who are doing that. Now, one of the main ways they do it is with style. See, I did a videos a while ago, and I call it the 7 Goodbar archetypes, right? And I talked about, I talked about the pretty boys, I talked about the muscular men, but I talked about 5 other types of guys who get women without, the good looking thing going on. And I've even did some videos recently. I talked about how ugly men can get over and all of that, and average looking dudes. But the problem is, y'all still not hearing me. See, I'm not talking no damn theory. That's the thing. If y'all pay attention to shit, there's guys who get over, and it's not because they exceptionally good looking or even that they have money, but they have certain things. One of the main things is style. In fact, I'm gonna tell you some deep shit. There's a lot of men who women would consider lame or corny or anything, and they physically look good to the women. They're physically handsome to the women. They muscular. I've known some dudes like that. Shoot, they bench press for 300 too, 400 too. But women saw them as nice guys. And part of it was just their personality, but another part is many of them lack style. And style really just come down to the fashion sense. See, one thing I see a lot of people try to talk about pimps and shit, right? And players. One of the main things true to the game, many true to the game players and pimps can do is dress their asses off. Because one thing about women, they really are attracted to somebody who can dress well. That shit turns them on. A good pair of shoes, a good, nice, expensive pair of shoes, shine. That shit look good. Could probably get you a blowjob. Ask me how I know. So it's seriously that shoes like some women. Seriously, some women. I've seen some women. They will reject a man based on his shoes. I mean, this man could be a millionaire. He could be the best guy in the world, supportive. Hell, he might even rock their world in the bedroom. But if his shoes ain't right, they like, oh no, I ain't fucking with him. And people will say, well, that's shallow of women and all that. Well, yeah, it is shallow. But, at some point, as men, we just have to just deal with the reality. The women are just going to be who they're going to be. Now, we could, spend a whole bunch of time trying to change them and try to get them to change their mind. Or just deal with their nature and use it to our advantage. I personally rather use it to my advantage. I'm not going to argue with them. It's like, I could sit up there and argue with a bunch of women and say, y'all need to do this and y'all need to do that. And I've done it. But then I thought about it. I said, they have a sale on some Stacey Adams at the store. So let me just walk over here real quick and shoot. But that style game, because I've known so many cats who, they were really average looking. I mean, I always say it's hard for me to judge another man, but the women will say they're average looking, but they could dress. Like I knew this one cat. I'm gonna call him Ed, and really his real name was even Player though, for real. But I'll call him Ed. Dude was about, damn, we didn't see eye to eye, like literally. So I was taller than him, so he had to be about 5'8", 5'9". But that dude could dress his ass off. That dude would wear blazers casually, just bopping somewhere. I mean, that was probably one of the best dressers I ever met. That dude, because me and him would play ball sometime. I'd be, playing pickup. That dude was a trip. That dude, his shirt would be coordinated with his shorts, his socks, and his kicks. And that dude be running point too. That dude be running the point, give me the ball at that right spot so I can stick that jumper and whatnot. He'd be like, and he had a little gravelly voice to say, yeah, Rom, you like it right there? All right, I'm gonna hit you right there next time, man. But yeah, man, set that pick next time a little bit better though, bro. But nah, he just had some style, and if you look at a lot of cats, especially some old school cats. I think we kind of lost that style game, to be honest with you, because everybody wearing Jordans now, and everybody wearing off the rack shit and skinny jeans and a whole bunch of shit, because back in the day and stuff, man, there used to be a whole lot of tailors and personal tailors and shit. A brother would make a fortune just tailoring some suits for somebody, and that's why you see some old school players in their 50s and 60s. Those dudes be fly. Even their hat, got their linen pants on and shit, got their little sports shirt. And even if you go in, and it's still a little bit of that game left, because you go in some like some hood shopping malls, they always got that one store, catering to some brothers, but owned by like some Armenians or something. Yeah, brother Alvin, I'm writing that down as a video too. But owned by some Armenians or something, and just cater. It's just nothing but player shit in there. You got the pants, got those like shirts, got the hats, got the watches in there, got the Stacy Adams, got some Gators in that joint. So I mean, it hasn't totally disappeared, but that style thing, that's the way a man can really equalize a lot of shit, if he can really just dress his ass off. And truth be told, it's very rare I don't see a true to the game player who can't dress. There's a few who can get away with being like, who can put on some sweats, but those are usually the pretty boys and the face men, I'll call them, because part of being a pretty boy is being fly anyway. But the face men and the muscle men. But you get some cats, I mean, like I remember this young boy player, right? And I ain't know him, but I was like in line behind him and his mother at the DMV. And my man was trying to get some money out of his mother to get a haircut. She was like, "But you just got a haircut." And that youngin' was like, "Ma, it's been 3 days. 3 days, Ma." I was looking at his young player ass. He do. See, he do the game though. See, you get those style cats. Yeah, they might not have like the genetic features, but they'll make sure their haircut is fly. They'll make sure their watch game is tight. Their shoe game will be tight. Those are dudes who, they ain't just throwing on some pants and going out. Those dudes will be coordinating like their damn belt. Got their, get their pants creased and shit. That old school crease. Shirts be crisp. And I've seen women go crazy over dudes who just had a crisp shirt on. That's why I said that in Nice Guys and Players. Dude just have on a crisp shirt. It be dude be just looking like a Gila monster or something, but he got on a crisp shirt, got his pants pressed, got the nice shoes on. And a woman, she'll be fly as shit. She'll be fine as shit, straight up diamond. She'll be looking at that dude like, like that. I mean, and that's something that women really value, is a man who can dress. That's why you get some women, they'll get a dude who look good enough to them. And if they got a little bit extra money, they'll start dressing his ass. That's how deep that shit is with women. So, you know what? If your ass ain't blessed genetically, get that style game up. And try to get your own style, though, man. Don't just be buying some Jordans or some Polos or something just because everybody else wearing them. Get your shit together. Get your shit tailored. Like, if you get a suit, like, I won't buy a suit off the rack. Unless I need something for like a funeral or something right away, and nowadays you don't have to wear one to a funeral. So, get that shit. Find some shit that they gotta tailor that shit. No off the rack shit. Get it. It should be a ritual for any man, especially a young man. So I'm ready to do that shit for my oldest son. Get him like that really tailored suit. He hasn't really needed one now because he was young, but. Get him that first tailored suit. That should be a ritual. Get that shit like that fits the contours. That's part of the style. Shit, you have a tailored suit. Women see you in that shit. Please. She might just see you and she might have to just sit down. Cause she just came. She just squirted on herself and shit. She might have to just sit down on the curb. No joke. So get that style game together. Just work on that shit. Don't. Anyway, that's it for this one, man. Because I say I'm gonna keep shit short, but I was about to preach. I was about to have to go borrow Calypso from O'Shea. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.